Hello again, it's Garsen, and today we're going to talk about Reverberation, and as always, we're going to cause a little chaos in town. We're going to have Gale here show us off a little build, specializes in Reverberation. You ready? Let's get some mayhem going. Alright, cast some haste, let it rip. What? Wrong one. There we go. Alright, fire off. Bam! Alright, we are no friends to the steel watch, and I guess the fist. Alright, that's enough, huh? I'll show you. Here we go. So, let's get a target. Many arrows. Well, bam. Reverb, reverb, reverb. Alright, perfect. And you know what, buddy? You deserve some too. Not leaving you out of this. Cool. And now, let's go ahead with our scorching. We can get 4 targets. Everybody gets a little extra reverb. Perfect. Now they're dazed. That's hilarious. We're not going to stop there. Let's cast a little, since you're all dazed, you know, let's just get some chain lightning. Whee! Alright, we melted some people. We melted a lot of people. Okay, whoopsie. That was a good first turn, don't you think? Hit me, well, if you can. What do you got for me, fellas? What do you got for me? Come on over here. Yeah, keep missing. You know what? I feel like you guys are all up in my space. So how about we just Thunder Wave? Push you back a little bit. Wha-bam! Yeah. If you're wondering why Thunder Wave went off, we only have a casual 29 spell save DC. And with a, you know, 29 spell save DC, I particularly don't like you, so let's go ahead. You know what? I don't like you. Wait, don't! Alright, he's dust, and then let's see what the Steel Watch has for me. Yeah, keep trying, buddy. Alright, what can we do to mess you up? Well, we have perfect lightning bolts. There we go. And another lightning bolt. Wha-bam! Looks like you done, son. As always, look away from the explosion like a badass. Way to go, Gale. That was a good. Wait, who the hell? Are you still alive? Oh, right. Okay. How about 1, 2, 3, 4. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. All right. And now that you got reverb, we got anything particularly nasty? You know what? Let's just throw a fireball. Goodbye. Yeah, shame no one. Oh, wait, we got more coming. Oh God, here we go. All right, fine. If you guys want, here, have a little fireball. Whoa, bam! And then I got something cooking for each of you, huh? Whoa, bam! Da 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 da. Perfect. And then about, let's finish you off. Whoa, bam! Not quite. Oh, yep, got him. That was mean. He just died like. Alright. Come on over here. I wish you would all get over here. Push you away with a Thunder Wave again. Come on. See, I told you, man. People just don't respect your privacy. You're up in your personal space. Get back in there. Get back over there. And let's drop a little ice storm on you. How about that? Whoa, bye! Oh, you're still standing on it. Here you go. Whoop. You're gone. Alright. There we go. A little extra demonstration. I don't mind. Alright. So let's reload that back in. Get back to where we started. Okay. And of course we are talking about Reverberation. So Reverberation is a powerful condition. I'm going to do a few things. We're going to make this kind of brief. We're going to kind of break it down for you, what it is, and then kind of how to build for it and why it's so powerful, even game breaking, right? It's definitely up there in the higher power. So let this load back in. We're going to actually bust out some notes as always. And let me kind of break it down for you, right? So going in game, let's actually see it for ourselves. Don't take my word for it. Reverberation, okay? So Reverberation, affected entity is going to take a -1 penalty to the strength, dex, and constitution saving throws. Okay, so it makes it easier to make effects or land certain spells. Cool. Per turn remaining. Oh, okay, so -1 plus whatever the stack is. So can we stack this infinitely? I don't know. When the entity has 5 or more turns of Reverberation, it takes a little bit of D4 thunder damage and possibly falls prone. We'll look into that. But the condition is removed afterwards. Okay, so we stack the condition, we lose out on this, but then we get some damage and we get a prone condition. But also, creatures immune to thunder damage can't receive reverberation. Okay, so if we use a silence bubble, or if a target is immune to it, this isn't really that useful. It's a good thing most targets don't have immunity to thunder. Okay, cool. So, looks like we got everything we need. So let's actually hop back into the notes and kind of break that down a little further. Okay, so, oh shit. Whoopsie. Whoop. So, reverberation is what we're talking about, obviously. The deafening destruction. Available Act 2, mostly. Especially the essential items that we're going to go over. It's mostly available in Act 2. So, thank you for watching so far. Hopefully you'll stick around for the breakdown. Basically, what is the effect? It's in a condition you inflict, right? We looked over that. You can stack it, or the turns that it's affected can be stacked up. You can get a certain amount, and then what that stack does is for every one stack, you're getting a -1 penalty to strength, dex, and con like we read. So saving throws per stack, okay? But the real condition that we're worried about here is, so at 5 or higher stacks, we're going to deal a little thunder damage, and they're going to cause the opponent to have a little saving throw with Constitution, or else they go prone. Prone is the big deal here, okay? We're going to actually look at that in just a second, but then just note that stacks are going to reset after 5 or greater, okay? Let's pause for a second. Should I try and micromanage this penalty, this -4 to strength, dex, and con? Not really. I think what you get out of prone, and you'll see the synergies later on, but I don't think you should really worry about trying to, you know, micromanage this. It's actually a great thing that it just keeps resetting itself. The more you keep inflicting it, you're getting a little thunder damage, and then they keep getting a saving throw for prone. So then the question is, why is prone such a big deal? Well, let's go back into the game and kind of break it down. Okay, so prone, if you ever had your characters go prone, you already know this sucks, but can't move or take actions, bonus actions, reactions. Well, that's great. That's like a stun, right? And then they have disadvantage on strength and dexterity saving throws. Hey, that's good, because we just lost our penalty, supposedly. Or if the stacks reset, right, it would come back around, and now we have disadvantage and a penalty against them. And then attacks against a prone creature have advantage if they're made within 10 feet, effectively melee range, right? And a prone creature must spend half of its movement speed to stand up. Interesting. So let's get back to what that really means, right? So they can't take any actions until they're up. So until their turn, they're prone. Okay? That's a big deal, because that means all the other things apply. And then that's if they can get up. And if they have to spend their movement speed, that sucks, right? They can't move around. But they have disadvantage on strength and dex saving throws. Dex saving throws, again, being a very important one. Strength saving throws means you can push them around, throw them around. So great follow-ups to that. Okay. Close range attacks will have advantage, so better chances at critting. Obviously, getting almost guaranteed to hit because of the advantage. So basically, it's effectively melee range, kissing range. You got to walk up to them, but this also gets rid of the disadvantage for ranged attacks. So if you wanted to walk up to somebody with your bow or crossbows, you can also benefit from that as well, right? Requires half movement speed just to stand up. Okay. This is more abusable than you might know. It's abusable as hell for a bunch of different reasons. It's why we want the prone effect mostly. Mostly why we want the prone effect. But this specific thing about half movement speed, so when it becomes their turn, they have to spend half of their movement speed. So if you set up a difficult terrain, you can really abuse this. You can almost frighten them. They can't move. They can't get around. Or you can have a druid or someone with plant growth. And check this out. If we actually pull this up on the recorder here. Whoop. Okay. Plant growth will quarter their movement speed. So quarter their movement speed. So with a spell like plant growth, you can actually lock them down permanently. They can never get up. This is extremely abusable. So prone, just on its own merits, is pretty crazy if you know what you can do with it, just on that little detail about movement speed. If they have quarter movement speed and they need half of it to get up, they can't get up. They're locked to the ground. You can keep hitting them over and over again. It's obviously embarrassing to be stuck like that, but more importantly, Honor mode, legendary specific enemies are usually a boss or like a required encounter or some important character, right? Has legendary abilities and legendary like spell defenses, okay? You can bypass this by putting them prone. They cannot use their legendary abilities. Think of the Inquisitor as a big dick in Act 1, right? He has these swords that come out in honor mode. If you've never played honor mode before, this shocks you. You're like, oh no, my whole strategy, what do I do? If you have the capability to knock him down, set him prone, he can't just do this little legendary action reaction thing where he starts spawning in all these little psychic swords. I believe Auntie Ethel, if you knock her down, she can't cast spells now. She can't do her little split where she turns into a bunch of copies and you have to figure out which one, right? So very powerful in honor mode. That's why it's a big deal. But there's another condition we haven't seen where it comes from yet. I want you to focus on the Dazed condition. This also gives disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. So if they were proned and dazed, you could have disadvantage on just about every important saving throw. They can't cause reactions, right? And no armor class from deck. So let me of course go into the game, show you what I'm talking about. If an opponent is dazed, they have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws. They can't take reactions, so you can just walk past them or walk up to them or whatever. And they lose their bonus from dexterity with their armor class. So it makes them even easier to hit with attacks and spell save DC with wisdom saving throws. Okay, cool. We'll get into why that's so important too. So what are we actually building for in this? Right? If you can actually look at Gale real quick, we're building for 3 specific items. This is a nice little bonus here, and of course synergies and all that stuff. But as a breakdown, basically, since we're talking a lot about thunder damage, there's a natural inclination to use thunder, but it's not required. That's why I wanted to show you this example, okay? And technically this is just as strong, if not broken, okay? But it synergizes well with Arcane Acuity is something I wanted to point out with this video. And of course there's other synergies coming off of the thunder damage and the prone effect, the dazed effect. But we're mainly talking about mostly 3 items, and these can be found as late as Act 2, right? The moment you can walk into Moonrise Towers, you can get, I believe, Spiteful Thunder. Spiteful Thunder is found in Moonrise. Belligerent Skies is, I believe, in the Creche, yeah, the Inquisitor's room, the Creche. And then Stormy Clamor is actually found in Act 1 in the Underdark, okay? Why are these important? So let's actually look at these real quick. So the gloves, if you do any kind of these damages, which is thunder damage, right, you're going to get 2 turns of reverberation. That's why this stacks so freaking fast, right? It stacks even faster because when you inflict a condition, you're going to get reverberation. 2 turns again. That's 4 turns of reverberation. And this already inflicts a condition, meaning you inflict the condition, get the condition again, right? But you can see, like, if you had radiant orbs, right, you could be using this as early as getting radiant orbs up and all that stuff. So different synergies for that as well. Don't think you're locked into these 3, but this is typically like the cat's meow or whatever you want to call it. So Spiteful Thunder, the ring here, what this is going to do is once you got them with the reverberating effect, if you do thunder damage, you can cause them to be dazed, which is what we talked about, right? They'll have to succeed another Constitution saving throw. So between all of these and the dazed effect and the prone effect, they have to keep rolling Constitution saving throws to either not be prone or not be dazed, right? They're constantly becoming weaker and weaker to getting hit with spells, and ultimately it's just easier to hit them. And then the Arcane Acuity synergy is, well, if I'm already hitting them with my weapon attacks, or there's a hat for thunder damage that works just the same way, right? So every time I'm damaging them anyway, I'm getting 2 more Arcane Acuity, and Arcane Acuity just basically makes our spells a lot easier to land, okay? So it's for specifically reverberation. Think about these 3 items: the gloves, the boots, and the rings. Okay, now plenty of items and spells out there. There's weapons that already come with thunder damage on them. There's spells like Thunder Wave does thunder damage. You're pushing them and you're getting the effects going off. But specifically the Drake Throat. So Drake Throat, let's equip that for a second, right? Drake Throat. Where you at, boy? There it is. Okay. Okay. So Drake Throat, this is a polearm you get in Act 2. It gives you a spell which you can abuse. So this will let you cast, can I click on it? Yeah, this will let you add 1d4 element to a weapon, and it'll also give you 1 attack and 1 damage extra. Basically enchants the weapon and gives it some elemental damage. I just threw my gun on the ground. I casted the thunder damage from the glaive to it, and now any weapon I want, but my gun right here has a little extra thunder damage, so every shot is now doing thunder damage. So even if your weapon, oh, it doesn't have thunder damage, man, you can make it have thunder damage, no problemo. Okay, so we don't even need to really put that stuff back just yet. But the Falar Alluve, oh yeah, you know what? Let's pull up the Falar Alluve. Falar Alluve. So, Falar Alluve is, we could talk for days about Falar Alluve, but the sword comes with the ability to melody or shriek, right? The shriek ability is going to add thunder damage for any time you hit him with a spell, an attack, whatever, okay? So more thunder damage. You can use the Drake Throat to give the Falar Alluve its own thunder damage on strikes, but every short rest you can use for 5 turns, you can use this condition, right? And I do believe it's a condition, so let's actually test it in real time just to back up my words here. If I do this and walk towards somebody, come here. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Right? Oh man. I guess it doesn't work that way. But if I hit him though, hi-ya. Well, bye. Nope. Nope. There we go. You see the shockwave of reverberation. So the effect is now still happening. He now has 2 turns of reverb. So because I have Falar Alluve's special ability up, anyone in this radius, you can tell that they're affected because of the red. So now I will bop them. Oh, damn, he just, oh, yeah, cool, he prone. So yeah, Falar Alluve is obviously a very powerful thing you could talk about all day about. So anyway, let me actually reload this. Whoopsie. I'll kind of go over in real time with this specific build, but what I've been trying to kind of promote is, obviously if you know the building blocks here, you can build a really cool build around Reverberation, and it's stupidly strong, and you can even make it broken because obviously if you don't let anyone get up, they're stuck on the ground with Plant Grove and all that stuff. So you choose. Do you want to be overpowered or do you want to break the game? I don't know. Alright, so let's let Gale load in and I'll actually show you. Remember, each shot right here has a little thunder damage. Come on. Come on. Work with me, Gale. Work with me. There we go. Okay. Each shot is going to have thunder damage, so the gloves and the boots, gloves are going to do thunder damage. That's going to get my reverb going because I caused reverb and some other conditions. I get 2 more reverb, and of course if they have reverb, each continuous shot is going to add even worse effects because of the Dazed ring and all that stuff. Okay, so with a breakdown, there we go. Each shot does the thunder damage. So the first shot is going to add 4 reverb and 2 acuity, right? So let's shoot him with the actual gun here. Well, bam. Okay. Yeah, sure did. Okay, go for it. Okay, so it's a little funky because we started combat, so we got a little extra there, but point stands. What ends up happening is now, right down here, we have the arcane acuity, but he now has 2 reverberation because of the 1 thunder shot, right? And because, let's see. Oh, wait. Yeah, he's got the 2 reverb, but if we take the next shot, right, what's going to happen is we'll get over 5 reverb, we'll do a little thunder damage, and then we'll get more arcane acuity. Okay, so another shot. What happens here? Well, bam. So now I have a bunch of arcane acuity. He has 4 reverberation. So this kind of goofed out a little bit. Let's go with this. How about we start fresh with this guy? Ready? First shot, 4 reverberation. Okay. So he has 4 reverberation, like I said, and we're getting even more arcane acuity. If we go for the next shot, what's going to happen is it's going to bleed over, trigger the 5 reverberation. He's going to take even more thunder damage, which is just more stacks of reverberation, and he's possibly going to get dazed or prone. Well, we got both. Reverberation. So I don't know if he got dazed there, but he definitely got prone, so it's exactly what we want. And because we're getting arcane acuity, raising our spell save, our spell accuracy, and we're lowering their ability to block our spells, right? Next turn, we'll see about this. Come on, buddy. Come on. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, we'll just shield. I should mention, you know, shield is a nice thing to have on your build too. That was a nice delayed miss. Come on. Alright. Come on. Ah, turn-based combat. Alright. Come here, buddy. Okay. We got one more. Even better. I want you guys all close because I want to show this off anyway. So, let's look at what we got going on with Gale. I now have ridiculous spell save DC because all my shots were adding arcane acuity. Remember, there's a hat that if you just do thunder damage, it's the same thing. So spell users just primarily doing thunder damage, or a build primarily doing thunder damage, would be getting a lot of arcane acuity. And it's per hit, so something like Thunder Wave, that would be 6 stacks, I think. Okay, I digress. We're hitting a lot of Reverberation. He's got a penalty now to dex saving throws. He got knocked down and stood up, right? Who's got the reverb? He's got reverb. Okay. So what I'm saying is, now we have a couple options here. We can do Scorching Ray and start getting a lot of reverbs on one target or different targets. I can go 1, 2, and 3 like I did earlier, right? Or I can Thunder Wave everybody, right? And I can possibly, I'm going to do thunder damage because I'm guaranteed to hit now. I can push them and possibly make them go prone or dazed, right? So, whoopsie. Technical difficulties. All right, so let's see if we can get everybody in that. Let's see what happens to them. Whoa, bam! He got Reverberation. He got Reverberation. Okay, cool. So there is a little amulet right here for spell attacks, but because I'm doing thunder damage, the gloves got me covered there. So they took 2. Let's see, who's got it? You've got 4 Reverberation from that. You had to make a roll, and you're just getting all messed up. Okay, cool. And then we'll take another shot, because now anything I do is adding like more reverb, so on and so forth. But I can also land powerful spell saves, so let's actually pull that up. Whoopsie. Come on. And everybody know. Here we go. There we go. What are you even saying? Alright. And that just about does it. Okay, cool. I know I should have hasted for this, right? We might as well cast that. Pop that. Okay. So, unfortunately, this big guy cannot be prone. But, like I said, I should probably use these now. Arrows of Many Target is ridiculous with this setup because obviously it's going to bounce to multiple people. He's now got Reverberation. Okay, and then... Whoa-bam. Oh, we gotta skip. Skip ahead. Alright. I know, everything's like out of order, but I digress. Take a shield, let's go. Come on. Come on, buddy. There you go. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so we'll just skip right to it. So, he's dazed right now. Dazed means he's gonna have wisdom saving throws, so I could actually cast, like, if I had like Hold Monster, it'd be easy to cast that on him. And he's got Reverberation, so he has a negative penalty, +3 penalty, and combo that with the fact that I have like insane 29 spell save DC, and you're pretty much always just gonna hit with stuff like this. Bam, right? And then they're gonna get more Reverberation because that was a lightning spell, so lightning damage adds more Reverberation. It's just nutty. It's just nutty. Okay, and then again, they're gonna have a hard time. I think this is Disintegrate is a dex saving throw, so we can just hit this robot for lots of damage. Whoa, bam! All right, and then just jump out of there like a cowboy. Yeah, boom, and then they'll just do their thing back there. Okay, so we'll let you live for today, just because you haven't hit us at all. All right, so. I know that was a little long-winded at the end there. Sorry for... I just wanted to actually do a little breakdown demonstration. But yeah, after you're doing about 2 shots, Obviously, you're going to have crazy spell save DC with this ability, or this kind of build, right? And then things like, spells like Thunder Wave will do naturally thunder damage, push, possibly prone them, daze them. Scorch, you can get a lot of targets, or one single target with, 2 stacks of reverb times 4, that's kind of crazy. And then once you're like maxed out on Arcane Acuity, and your targets are like prone on the ground, you can blast them with like a Disintegrate or a Lightning Bolt or Chain Lightning. I mean, you've seen it all, right? So obviously now that we're all deaf,